I'm a bird. Look at that. That hinge. I'll laugh if it breaks. But it isn't, because it's Incipio Clamcase Pro. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Richard Plunkett here from the Puppetdom Geek, and thanks to the guys at Incipio, we've got the Clamcase Pro case for your iPad. Now, I'm super excited about this case because I've been eyeing it for ever since the original iPad came out. I've gotten many cases down the track for my iPad, and you know, inevitably I've just sort of stuck with no case. At the moment, I do have the iPad 4 with a Thunderbolt connection, but originally I did have the original iPad with 3G, and unfortunately I lost it, but that was a heavy mofo, and I had many cases, arcade cases, all these different things for it. But one of the things which caught my eye was the Clamcase, because Clamcase was the only case at that time which made a really high quality keyboard case for your iPad, and I still think they do. However, there are other companies out there like Logitech, like some other, you know, aftermarket brands as well, that they do something similar to that. But Clamcase does everything all in one, and I think they make a really great case. And so this is the Clamcase Pro. We're gonna check it out for the iPad 4. So first off, like any great review, you talk about the box. Now, I've sort of stepped away from unboxing videos, and occasionally I do a few, but I'm not going to do one for this, but I did want to point it out that the box for this is really cool. I know it's just a box, but it reminds me of a laptop box in a way. So you get it, flips open, the case is in there, looks very cool. I like it. It sort of reminds me of like even a MacBook, you know, box for when you get your laptop. But let's talk about the case. Okay, so this here is the Clamcase Pro for the iPad 4. It is also compatible with the iPad 2 and 3 with a 30-pin connection as well. But they also do make cases for the iPad Air and as well the iPad Mini as well, in a variety of colors like black and gold as well. Now this here is the white version. As you can see, as it reflects off my light, it's quite bright and vibrant. One thing I did like to point out is when I'm lugging it around, chucking it around the house, I mean, being a bit violent with it, so it is quite durable. I did find it easily get scuffed. Now, saying that, it's not too bad right now, but I did find it, you know, being able to pick up the small smudges in there and just a bit of spit, just clean it and away you go. So if you do have a black iPad, I highly recommend getting the black case. But if you do have a white iPad, they do have the white one as well, which looks really sleek, because if I open this, as you can see, it's actually aluminium build. A lot of the other cases out there on the market are plastic build, which I think what makes the Incipio Clamcase Pro stand out from the other competitors out there on the market. Not only does it look and feel like a laptop besides, you know, the trackpad, it can also still be used as a tablet. How so? Not just by tapping on the screen, but this. How cool is that? And I think that's really cool and really amazing with Clamcase. Now, I had the original iPad back in the day, and Clamcase was one of the only companies out there which enabled users to sort of still have, you know, their touchpad tablet that they recently bought, but also give them a great professional, you know, quality keyboard out there. There was a lot of aftermarkets out there, a lot of new companies trying to go with it, because Apple did come out with the iPad keyboard, if anyone remembers, which was sort of like, very much like the Bluetooth keyboard that we have now, but it was built for the iPad 30-pin connection. This right here, I would say, is very similar to that, but it works over Bluetooth, which is really cool. But the build quality is really nice. You know, there's a lot of other aftermarket keyboards out there are spongy. They don't have that nice clickiness to it, and it makes it really hard to type with. And I do see a lot of people out there, a lot of business people out there going at events and everything. They do have their iPad, but they also do have, you know, their sort of Bluetooth keyboard that they connect to. And it just seems really clunky, unuseful. It's on like a really cheap fabric case as well. Whereas here, it's a nice solid case, which I think is really cool. This is something that you can chuck in your bag. If it falls, if it drops, it's still going to be okay and still protect your iPad as well, which is also very important. I'd like to point out as well, battery life can last up to months, as Incipio mentioned, but however, I've been using it for the last 2 weeks and I have found it quite well and still strong in use, and I haven't had to charge it yet, which says a lot. Even if I was to even get a week, I'm still pretty impressed with that, with heavy use, especially out there, again, with the aftermarket ones, which, you know, there's plenty out there. The only other good, and which I'll compare to this, is the Logitech keyboard one, which isn't very similar to, it doesn't have this hinge or anything like that. It's just a case and then it sort of just latches onto there. It's a good quality keyboard case. I haven't personally used it, but I've heard a lot of my friends and everything out there have used it. But now I'm going to be recommending this case to everyone, just because after playing with it now for the last 2 weeks, I can say, you know, the quality, the build quality, just the easy of use, getting used to the keyboards as well, because they are slightly together, you know, it's just amazing. And I know I might be rambling about, you know, it's just a case, but it isn't just a case. That's the thing. You know, it's an iPad. iPads these days are being used for a lot of things, and I think when you can integrate it with a great keyboard, I think you can do, it opens up so much more things besides just typing it onto the tablet. You have more real estate space now, and as well, you know, you feel like you want to type more instead of using those spongy keyboards and everything. They just, they feel so cheap. So I think it's well worth the money when you are getting something like this, and especially around this season, I believe Incipio they are having some, you know, some sales on, so make sure to get onto that as well if you do want to pick one up this year. Anyway guys, this has been the Clamcase Pro by Incipio. It's a pretty amazing case, and you know, clam case because it's like a clam, you get it? Like a clam. Oh, okay. Anyway guys, thanks again for watching. Make sure to check out my other reviews. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. If you did enjoy this review, make sure to also like that video. It does help me a lot. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Spread my wings and fly away.